Cheers, guys. Grape sparkling water. I've had way too much caffeine today and not enough food. You know, when you just got the jitters because you're over caffeinated and underfed. That's my day right now. Um, I've just been in the weeds of doing things, staring at my computer screen. I just put up graphics announcing the Friday night lights that I'm covering, and I will not take credit for this whole thing because I was working on these graphics in Canva. I know last week I shit on Canva, but I shit on Canva for creating branding, not actually doing Instagram posts and graphics. But it took me like 3 hours to do those, and then I sent them to my friend Kelly, and I was like, "What do you think?" And she goes, I say this with love. We can do better. So then I shared her on Canva and had her help me. But what's up, everybody? Oh, you love caffeine. Wow, we have everybody jumping in the chat early today. Multi-time guests on Glinton things. I love those ladies. And also from the central New York area, from Utica. I almost forgot this was happening, Allie. Well, I'm glad that you could join us. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Mike, Kenneth. Kenneth loves caffeine. No such thing as over caffeinated. You know, this past weekend at the Tactical Games, it was their opening weekend. I was out in Sierra Vista, Arizona, which is, I mean, everything about Arizona I love. It is beautiful there. It is a bit dusty and dry and can lead to nosebleeds, but aesthetically it is beautiful. But I definitely was over caffeinated when I was there this weekend. I think I got up to 600 milligrams of caffeine. So we're pumped today, Lauren. Yes, we are absolutely pumped today. I need to have another meal because actually after this, I was supposed to. So on Thursdays, I've been integrating running intervals into my training. I know, me running, what a big shocker here. And I had an appointment that was supposed to be at 11 this morning. The appointment got canceled. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use this hour before my first meeting to be productive, answer emails. Well, it turned into me just organizing a closet, not answering my emails. So to make a long story short, I'm already all over the place if you can't tell. I put off answering the emails. Then I got in the meetings. Then I've been making these graphics. I haven't gotten to the gym yet. I'm going to have to go do my running intervals at like 6:30 tonight, which is way later than any time I like to be at the gym, except for Friday Night Lights. I will work out probably around that time tomorrow. But which we'll get into the workout. But anyways, that's where we are. This is my day. What's up, everybody? Good to see you in the chat. And also, if you haven't had, I think this is Wegmans brand. Yeah, it's Wegmans brand, but the Concord grape freaking slaps. It's fire. We love it. But if I red, white, and Bills fans, come on. Pack. Go, pack, go. I'm a cheesehead. I once took 2 scoops of pre-workout and then filled my shaker with what I thought, oh no, was BCAAs. Turns out I can't read and it was more pre-workout. I felt awful. That's tough. I don't know if this company is still around, but it was called Rogue, not Rogue Fitness. It was maybe Rogue Supplements was the official name. But when I lived in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this is when I was taking fitness to probably like the unhealthy level. I was doing 4 wads a day. I was trying to PR all of my lifts time and time again. And so me and my friends were working out at the time that there was no class. It was just open gym. And this representative from the Rogue Supplements came in and was like, hey, do you guys want to try all of our new pre-workout flavors? And mind you, I'd already had a bang and a half. And then he's filling up almost like little shot glasses of the pre-workouts. And we're just, I probably had over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine that day. And it was just wild. And that's kind of how I feel right now. I've got the jitters. I'm sweating, but I was cold before this, so I put on a sweatshirt. So if you like being all over the place, welcome to the show. Welcome to Thursday. We finally got a time set. Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. I think that's going to be the time that we're going to live in for these shows, because typically, unless I'm covering an event on Friday, I'm normally home. So at least on the weekends that I go cover tactical games, I'll be able to do these live shows from here and not have to worry about travel and internet connection. How do you just bang and a half. A bang and a half. Like the supplement drink, you guys know what I'm talking about. You're just being weird. My husband gives me that. Oh my God. I see. Nothing that comes out of my mouth is safe here with you guys, but that's okay. Here we are. Okay. Anyways, if you guys haven't seen, where's Miami Cola was the best. I've never had that flavor before. Now I'm just Fit Aid. And what I like about Fit Aid is like the most caffeine that they have in one of theirs is 200 milligrams. And then they have one that has 100 and then 40. And then maybe there's one that even has a little less than 40. But if you guys haven't yet seen, oh, I hate this new format on here. There we go. Okay, so I am going to be essentially touring y'all around good old central New York. So you're going to be able to see some local affiliates. So tomorrow I will be at CrossFit Syracuse, which is my home affiliate. Then the next week I will be featuring CrossFit Mohawk Valley. That is the first affiliate that I ever went to. That's the affiliate that my dad was a member at, and he brought me in and was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to be great. You're going to love this." And then I didn't actually join a CrossFit affiliate until I think a year to a year and a half after that. And then the final week will be CrossFit Avitas. I don't know much about this affiliate besides some email exchanges that we've had. They go all out for Friday Night Lights, and it's also in Albany. So I thought it would be cool to highlight an affiliate in Albany in case anybody is going to the CrossFit Games, and I could check it out, see the space, show you guys what it looks like in case people are looking at dropping into local affiliates if they're coming for the CrossFit Games. So you can kind of see on the map. So this is where I live, kind of in the middle-ish, middle to the west of the state. Then this second one, this is actually about 10 minutes outside my hometown of Clinton, New York, the Utica area. It's in Marcy. And then finally we go all the way to Albany, which is about 2 hours from where I live. So it's going to be a fun time. The YouTube videos will be posted. Oh, sorry. How do I stop share screening? Every time. It's like it's my first time. Dear Lord. Customize. That's not what I want. Where am I? There we go. We'll just do a little swippity swap. So each week I will feature one of the local affiliates. I will interview the affiliate owners. I'll interview members. We will show head-to-head matches that they have. I don't know if I'm going to do it during Friday Night Lights. It depends if I have somebody to hold my camera and get video of me doing the workout, which we'll get to that because the first one is not something that I'm really going to enjoy, but we do it anyways. We do hard things. And yeah, then I will put the YouTube video together. I'll edit all the footage, make some fun content that I'll post at 10 a.m. Eastern on Monday morning for the next 3 Mondays. So that's going to be really fun just to highlight some local affiliates in central New York. Yes, I will be doing the workout at each affiliate. Jeremy, who did I drive? I drove him away. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that happens. I got to catch up. You guys are so quick on the comments. But anyways, now let's get to where I'll do a little swippity swap. No, wait. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to show that anymore. I want to now show what the workout is. So let's see. There we go. So if you guys haven't seen the workout yet, hey, let's talk about it. What do we think? What are our first reactions? I think it's pretty on par with some of the workouts that we have seen in recent years when you think of accessibility and a low barrier to entry that doesn't limit somebody by a skill, a weight, or a movement. As many rounds as possible in 15 minutes, 3 lateral burpees over the dumbbell, 3 dumbbell hang clean to overhead, and then a 30-foot walking lunge which this time it's 2 sets of 15 feet. And I'm in a group chat with a couple people that I work out with, actually from their home on Saturdays. And because they both have home gyms. During the week, I'm in the affiliate, but then Saturdays I throw down with my friends. They have kids, all of these other things. So it's just a little bit more convenient. And then we make brunch together and it's lovely. And we were actually pretty excited about this because the 15 feet allows us to do it in the garage, where if it was the 25 feet down and back, that would be just a little too long where we wouldn't be able to have done it up to the standard. So that's pretty exciting there. So if anybody is like doing the workout from home or limited on space or traveling, etc., that kind of gives people the opportunity to have a little bit more flexibility. And then after completing each round, add 3 reps to the burpees and hang cleans to the overhead. I wrote down the scores. I was watching the live stream and the open announcement. So where did we have do. You know, this new setting on your phone with the pictures is really freaking annoying. I don't know if anybody else thinks that. So Austin Hatfield, a score of 334 reps. Hold on, where's the scorecard so that we can actually see, because I wasn't movement standards. Normally it has a there we go. Scorecards. It's going to open up a separate tab. Share this tab instead. There we go. Perfect. Wow, we're learning things in real time here. So if he got 334, so he was almost at as many boxes that they even have on the scorecard here. So he was in his round 10. Am I right? Yeah, somewhere in the round 10. And then Rich Froning was second. Roman just beneath him by 4 reps. And then Haley Adams. Yeah, man, in 15 minutes, this ain't in my wheelhouse. This is engine, baby. This is engine work. So I'll probably get about half of that if I'm being realistic. That's kind of how I base it off of, is what do the pros do? And then I'll get about half of what they do. But yeah, what's everybody's initial thoughts of the workout? Again, low barrier to entry. For me, this is boring, but boring doesn't mean that it's not a good test. I think it's good in the concept of you have to just put your head down and hurt. 15-minute time window. I think that's something that we're also kind of used to seeing in the open. And yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Oh my God. And everybody asking whether I'm signing up or not. I guess you're just going to have to check the leaderboard Monday evening when it goes live. Or does it go live beforehand? I can't forget. They changed the rules. Sometimes it's open or it's live right away. Sometimes it's live on delay. We'll have to find out. Roman is washed. Oh, Kenneth. I don't believe that that's true. He is not washed. I think that Austin Hatfield's performance, though, I mean, he had such a good performance at Tier Wadapalooza this season. I think he was super impressive there. Last year at semifinals, he was also impressive. That was the first time that I've seen him compete. So I think that it was really cool to then see him win that workout. And I think we all kind of predicted that Rich was going to do it after the clip from his podcast saying, oh, like if my knees and my hips can take it, I'm going to do the workout. So I think it was really fun to see him throw his hat in the ring there. I love Rory on the microphone. Having him there as, you know, the host floor announcer role, I think was really cool. I wish that we had another Rowe versus Boz on the floor. That would have been cool if they got done with the workout and then all of a sudden Rory announced, okay, that was part 1. Now Boz is going to come down here and join me and we're going to do the workout. I think that would have been the cherry on top to the open announcement. But overall, I think that the quality was really good. I liked the Becca Voigt little preview show. I think that was really fun to watch. Oh my God, everybody is going insane in the comments. Just teasing us. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to be a tease. It happens. But overall, yeah, I thought the open announcement quality was good. It was entertaining as those movements can be, um, it makes me wonder, because when you think of like the top 1% are the ones that qualify for the semifinals, what kind of elevation of the workouts are we going to see from here? When are we going to see, and are we going to see a part A and part B? I think that we will. I think that 3 tests just isn't quite enough data, that adding a part B would be good, whether it's next week or the following week. We still haven't seen a repeat, so that's still up for grabs. And then even I think every year Morning Chalk Up puts maybe the barbell spin does as well, but they put the like a list of the movements, like how many years have we seen toes to bar? How many years have we seen double unders? How many years have we seen a 1RM or, a heavy complex, something like that. So we'll start to eliminate movement. So I think we can eliminate the dumbbell. We might see it again. I don't know, but exciting nonetheless. Ben Bergeron and Rory are the same person, probably Tyler. Is that like those memes where you're like, oh, I'm going to tell my kid that this was Brad Pitt and it's not a picture of Brad Pitt? Like those, is that what you're alluding to? It was a miss not including another female athlete to compete against Haley. Craig, I would 100% agree. And this could just have been a logistics type thing, but I think that while Haley absolutely can go against those other athletes in a workout like that, it's not always apples to apples when you're comparing men to women in workouts. That it is, I think it's more entertaining when you can see athletes go against the people that are in their division. So having another female athlete would have been a better show to see how she would stack up against them. But again, I'm sure it had to do with, logistics, who they could get. Maybe I know in years past, they will, like CrossFit will reach out to athletes. They don't always say yes, because whether they don't want to add travel into their schedule, or whether logistics for them, or whether they just want to be in their own affiliate to do the open workout. I think there's a lot of things that are included in that. John Woolley, welcome. When are you throwing down for 25.1? Kenneth, great outfit on Rich. I would agree. That was really entertaining. Anyways, when is everybody going to do this? I know that I'm not going to repeat any of the workouts. I think the most that I repeated a workout in the past was 4 times. And let me preface it with, it was a year that I didn't have bar muscle ups yet. So it was that part A and part B. I think it was maybe thrusters and bar facing burpees for part 1, and then part 2 was bar muscle ups and something else. I was still living in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the time. So maybe it was 2019, between 2017 and 2019, for anybody who is good with remembering specific workouts and times. 4 times, yes, because I did the first part 4 times with the hope that I would then get bar muscle ups. So it really wasn't that much. I would say on average, I would repeat workouts for every single one. I would always watch my video review. I would write down my split times. I would write down, how long am I resting here? How long am I resting there? Where can I maybe turn that 20-second rest into a 15-second rest? There were 2 times in the history of my repeats that I will say, quote unquote, quit the retest, because even if I was off pace, there was something in my head about not quitting, even if I knew I wasn't going to beat my score. But then I think I got a little bit wiser with age and was like, the amount of accumulated fatigue that it's going to put me in the hole of continuing this workout when I know I'm not going to beat it might not make a whole lot of sense. So it was the one that had wall walks, dumbbell snatch, and box jump overs. I actually was on pace to beat my score. And then I bit it on the box. I fell, laid there for a moment. Then I looked at my split times over on the side and was like, okay, we're not on pace anymore. We're done here. And then the next one was I will, even if this is programmed ever again, I'm never doing this workout again, and it's already been a repeat, is the 10 to 50 of dumbbell snatch with, I think it was either 10 or 15 reps of the burpee box jump overs. I got to like the set of 40. So I was literally almost done and I quit because my lower back was so blown up. I was like, we're done. And then I started crying. I went to the corner, I started crying and put my feet up on the box and I was like, ugh, this was dumb. This was done. But there's no other workout that makes my lower back hurt more than that workout. It was freaking insane. 22.1. Yeah, thank you. So I don't know if anybody else has a similar experience. Repeat workouts. So you're signing up 4 times, doing it at Friday Night Lights at my gym tomorrow. That's exciting, Allie. Yep, I'm going to be doing them at an affiliate for Friday Night Lights. So this week I'll do it at my affiliate. The second week I'll do it at Mohawk Valley Wellness for their Friday Night Lights, and then CrossFit Avitas in Albany for the final week. That's like having 4 bad dates with the same guy. Ooh, nah, I've never let somebody get to the 4th date if it was bad. I think if the first date was like bad, but maybe I thought I was like, oh, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm getting in my head. I'd give them maybe a second chance. Normally, I'm the type of girl though that I've gone on a lot of bad first dates, and you kind of know right then and there. Uh, did I buy the open shirt? No, I've never bought the open shirt. Last year I don't think they had open shirts. I think they probably did. The only one that I can think that you had to that you could purchase though was the quarterfinals one. This is a deceptive workout, Dan. I completely agree. Especially when you have a format of the reps are low at the beginning and then they increase. It reminds me of the deadlift 1 to 10 and then 10 back down to 1 of the deadlifts and the bar facing burpees. And me and Tommy were just talking about this on the Talking Elite Fitness podcast, that I think I got up through round 7 and I felt really good. And then in round 7, I realized mistakes have been made. I went out way too hot. This feels like shit. And I'm already redlined. And I don't know that we're going back now. There's no way to get back. Remember how you did 24.1? I've seen it. Yeah, Dan, thank you. I do remember that. That was at CrossFit Brooklyn. So last year, we did a similar thing to what I'm doing this year with the featuring the Friday Night Lights. So last year, through Talking Elite Fitness, we teamed up with Rad. Oh, actually, that's where I got this sweatshirt. And we did, they had like drops at different locations. So we went to those drop locations. They had CrossFit Brooklyn. They had one that Tommy went to that was out in California. And then the third one, was that in France? It was somewhere in Europe. But I was doing the open announcement from Proven. So Tommy went to that one as well. But yeah, so kind of a similar vibe of what we did last year, but I'm just staying nice and local. How about the firefighter who announced it? Loved it. Yeah, that was a cool vibe, especially when you think about who are the people that make up the community and who are the people that use this type of fitness every day to stay ready for the job that they're doing. I think that that was a really cool ad for the announcement. Rad's running events. So they did last year for the Open. They teamed up with 3 local affiliates and they had drops, and Noah Olson was a part of one. Kelsey Keel was a part of another. And I'm trying to think of what big name athlete. It must have been somebody in Europe. It was in France because I think there was talk of Victor Hoffer doing it, but I don't think he was at the drop. But anyways, yeah. So this year I'm going to be giving away a bunch of fit aids at the Friday Night Lights. So I'll be doing some stuff with them. And yeah, it's just going to be a really fun energy, a way to, highlight different communities and what we do day in and day out. And it's just going to be a good 3 weeks. Was the fire alarm real? TV, baby. I don't know. What else is new? Like I said, I was at opening regional event for the tactical games season in Sierra Vista. Really fun event. Myself and Greg Hammond with Concept 2. You'll know him as Greg Concept 2 on Instagram. So Tactical Games this season has partnered. One of their sponsors is Concept 2. So it's awesome because Greg is at some of those events. And, I've known Greg for the past couple of years from the CrossFit space. Excuse me. So it's really cool to now see him in the other space that now we're both in, but we were able to go head to head in one of the stages. And for anybody who doesn't do tactical games, stages is the same thing as what we know in CrossFit as a test or an event or a workout, whatever you want to call it. So the stage was a physical floater, and it was the max amount of weight accumulated in 90 seconds over the yokes. So there was 5 yokes, all with different weighted sandbags, and him and I went head to head, and it was a really fun battle. Now we're going to do like a tactical games version of row versus Boz, and at every single event that we're both at, we're going to find one stage and we're going to go to head in. And it was funny, he said, at some point I think we're going to have to pick up a gun and actually do a shooting and fitness stage. And I think he's absolutely correct. We'll just have to find a time where nobody else is competing on the stage. Maybe somebody can let us borrow some of their equipment, and that will be really fun. But it was a really good time. Burt's Bees, yeah. I have one of these in almost every coat jacket, every purse, cup holder in my vehicle, etc., etc. I'm actually teaming up with SAR Firearms this season. So those are the pistols, at least, that I will be shooting when I compete in May. They also have some red dots, and they have ammo on through their website that I'm going to be working with, which is going to be really fun. When are you doing your team tactical games event? So that's going to be at the YO Ranch in May, Mountain Home, Texas. If you don't know what the YO Ranch is, you need to Google it. You need to look them up on Instagram, because this is the freaking coolest place ever. They have zebra, they have antelope, they have giraffe, they have all of this wild game that essentially has been like shipped out there. People can pay, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go and hunt the wild game during certain seasons. That's not my cup of tea. I like to shoot, but I like to shoot paper or steel. I respect people that hunt, but for me, I just don't have the heart or the stomach to do that. I love consuming deer, but the thought of like going out and deer hunting, that's just, all the power to the people that do it, but that's just never going to be something that I do. But anyways, so this ranch is freaking awesome. I don't know how many acres they have, but it's a lot. It takes between like 30 and 40 minutes to drive from one end of this plot of land all the way to the next. And we stayed with the owners of the YO Ranch last year, like on their property, and they had like these pools, and then they had this room of like all of the things that they had taxidermied. I don't know if that you can say it like that, taxidermied, that you guys know what I mean. Anyways, which was very interesting to see. I've never been exposed to something like that before. But anyways, it's going to be really fun. Me and Amanda Thayer, one of the owners of Tactical Games, are competing together. I asked her husband, the other owner of Tactical Games, because there's a ruck run at every single event, every single one. And I was like, Nick, I know you haven't programmed for it yet, but can you give me an over or under of whether it's going to be over 5 miles or under 5? And he said under. So that's good. The good news about it, I know that we're already going to take the L on the ruck run, because even though I run every Thursday, I'm never going to be competitive with running, because I'm not putting all of my eggs in that basket. I rather be a strong weightlifter, and I run because, it's part of fitness, and it helps with a lot of other things, endurance, and it helps with doing the workouts like 25.1, your engine. But anyways, I think the time cap will be like 80 or 90 minutes, and you're wearing your vest. For women, it's 12 pounds. For men, it's 15. And it's just gonna be a nice scenic ruck run for us. We'll probably walk the whole time because if you do get time capped, they don't it's not like Amanda and I get time capped and we will still clock in at a certain time, or they look where we are on the course and give us points. Like if you get time cap, everybody gets the same score. So at that point, I'm just like, you know what? We're going to turn this into a really fun, like scenic route. We're going to maybe pet some of the animals if we see them out there, and we'll mic ourselves up and we'll talk. And, I'll put a whole vlog together, which will be really fun. Not with that attitude, Jeremy. You're right. I know that I'm negative about running. I know it. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do that. I choose. I'm making that choice. If I put my teeth into it and really dedicated, I could be a better runner, which is why I run on Thursdays. So I am a better runner now than I was 6 months ago. So we'll go with that. What weighted vest do you wear? I bought the Bullet and I love it. Gray group. Hold on. What is the one I wear? So if you're in the CrossFit Gray Group Tactical, I think is the name. If you're in the CrossFit community, and I had what was it? So I had, the ones that they use at the CrossFit games, the 511 tactical vest. While that is great for CrossFit, it's not necessarily great for tactical games. It's a lot more heavy duty. It's a lot more bulky. I would not recommend that one for tactical games. So the one that I have is, why did this not Google? Yep, Gray Group Tactical. It's going to be a much more sleek vest. I think T-Rex Arms also sells them, and I know a lot of our competitors, I'm pretty sure Body Armor. Yeah. The Trek ACO or the Trek AC 1.5. Those ones are very thin and very sleek. So a couple of different options. Like even on some of the content that we were pumping out this weekend for tactical games, we had a couple people in the comments be like, why would they wear plate carriers and have nothing in it? They do have the weight in it. It's just so thin the way that like they're not even plates. I think it's like those sand pouches or whatever that go in them. It does fit really nice and tight to your body. And when you're thinking of, doing burpees or rope climbs with it or getting up and over the yoke, these are a lot more compact. Where the 511, great for just like running and things like that. But for what we do in tactical games, it's just a little too bulky. Jeremy, to be fair, I hate running. Military ruined it for me. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I've never enjoyed running. And do they have lions? No, they don't have lions. Maybe, who knows? That would be an alarming way to not cross the finish line. Jason, which tactical games events are you scheduled to cover this year? So I'm in the middle of updating my website because on laurenkhalil.com, that's where I try to keep a list of all the events that I will be at. But there's something weird going on with my website, so it doesn't look very great with my schedule. So I'll just look at my schedule and I'll let you know. I'm going to almost all of them. There's a couple that I already had commitments to. So the next one that I'll be at is going to be Holt, Florida. That one is the weekend of March 22nd. After that is Reno, Nevada. That'll be about a month later in the weekend of April 26th. And then I'm potentially going to be in South Carolina. There's 2 other events. I actually have like 5 events on that weekend on my calendar. I just don't know which one I'm going to be at. So maybe I'll be in South Carolina, maybe not. That's the weekend of May 10th. Then I will absolutely be later that month in May, the weekend of May 24th, Mountain Home, Texas. That's the one I'm competing in. Rupert, Idaho. That will be June 21st. I'll be there. The next one is in July. I forget what it is because I've already taken it off of my schedule. The weekend of July 12th, I'm going to be in Vegas in the Sphere at a Backstreet Boys concert, so I will not be at that one. I think that one's in Iowa, maybe. I will not be there. I will also not be at the New Hampshire one. I think that's another team event. So that's the weekend of the July 26th. I'll be at Monster Games then. August. I feel like there's also one in August, but I've taken it off my schedule because maybe that's when the Masters and teen games are, and I'll potentially be there. Then the one in September, Garrettsville, Iowa. I'm sorry, not Iowa, Ohio. I will not be there because I will be at Summit Games. And then later that month, I'm not going to compete here, but I will be covering the event, our first international event in Poland. So that's the weekend of September 27th. I'm really excited about this because I think it speaks to the growth of the sport, being able to go international and really broaden the scope. And I really think it is telling because when you think of sports and a sport that works with live rounds with firearms, there is this balancing act when it comes from, partners that are going to get involved, especially when you look at a brand like Under Armour, when you look at a brand like Concept 2, the amount of conversations that had to be held from the top down on legalities and partnering up with a firearms company. It's so much and it's so deep rooted that the fact that they can go abroad, I think is really cool. For people that are competing, that one like if you don't want to travel with all of your equipment, you can rent out equipment in Poland. I think that that's probably the easiest way, especially if you're planning on traveling before or after, just because every country is going to have different restrictions. So it might be more expensive, but it might be less of a headache to just rent equipment when you get there. After that, I will be at the event in October in Phoenix, Arizona. Also an excuse to see my bestie Presley. And then after that, we're already at nationals, which will be the weekend of November 15th. So yeah, I think, what did I say? There was 2, maybe 3 that I won't be able to make all season. So it's going to be an exciting year. I'm really excited to compete and throw my hat in the ring with that. Uh, Kenneth, they allow guns in Poland. Yeah, so there's this company called I think it's is it Poland Shooting Academy? So there's this group of like 7 or 8 guys that started competing at tactical games last season. So they would travel here, they would rent out all of our equipment. Poland. Poland Shooting Center is the name of it on Instagram. Poland Shooting Center. So they are the ones that are going to run it. So it will be a tactical games event, but Poland Shooting Center is going to set it all up. They're going to do all of the logistics in cooperation and like in collaboration with TTG. And yeah, so I don't know a ton about their laws in Poland and if it's like similar to the States where there's state laws with gun restrictions, or if it's like broken up in regions. I don't know much about it, but I know that they can host an event there. So easiest way to not lose luggage is to check your gun. Interesting. I never thought of that. The more you know. Don't sleep on Poland, Kenneth. They know what they are doing over there. Yeah. I mean, everything they post to is really interesting. And I think they're the Texas of Europe is in the name of their Instagram like bio or whatever, which is funny. Trish, I would trust a Polish man with a gun, but not my heart. You should get that on a t-shirt. I love that. That's really funny. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to go to Europe for a tactical games event. I know for the 2026 calendar, there are other countries in Europe that they are in talks and in conversations with. So they truly are becoming an international sport. I think it just kind of comes down to, right now, I think, what did I count? 11 or 12 regional events. Then if you're adding 4 or 5 events abroad, obviously growing the team, who's going to run that, what are the logistics behind that. I think a lot of that still needs to be planned and discussed, but I think it's a really positive thing for the sport in terms of growth and reach. Even when you look at the regional events that we're going to and the amount of new competitors that the sport is still getting, I think is really, really cool. And you'll hear some of the OGs, I think the OGs of tactical games again. The sport was only developed in 2019, but some people saying, oh, like I can't compete in the sport anymore because it's getting too hard. I saw one of those comments and it just reminded me of, not that a lot of, at least I haven't seen a lot of CrossFitters say the same thing, but it's a similar sentiment to, people who thought, oh my gosh, there was a time that I could have qualified for regionals. And now you look at the scope and you're like, oh my God, there's no way I would make semifinals. But, 5-6 years ago, maybe I would have had a chance. I think that's another proof in the pudding of showing the growth of the sport is, okay, yeah, like the field is getting stronger, the field is getting more competitive. And that's just a reflection of the growth of the sport that, unfortunately, if you train once a week, you're not going to be at the highest level. Like these are folks that are now training, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week to compete at the highest level. And you absolutely can still compete, but maybe you're just not in the elite division, or maybe you're not in the tactical division. Maybe you need to go masters or even the intermediate division, which is great. It's great that they also offer several divisions similar to CrossFit. So it's a lot of fun. Uh, I'm familiar with Poland, NATO life. So what's everybody else up to? Did anybody hit the workout today? Is anybody planning to do that? Does anybody's affiliate, host people that want to get a first crack at it, or even like, do your coaches do it to start to get some data to help better coach? I know that's something that was great when I used to coach. I don't coach at my affiliate anymore. My travel schedule just like wouldn't ever make sense because I would need way too much time off. But I remember anytime that I would do like a class workout, I always felt like I could coach it better after I did it. Blaine, I commend these people. They have way better self-discipline than I. About what? Tell us. So Blaine and I used to work together at Fox 11. He was why did I know that you ran the teleprompter on the weekends, but I also remember us in one of the station vehicles together. Did you also run the camera once? What were you doing when we were at, it was like the Festival of Lights or something. I like have that memory so ingrained in my brain and I forget what we were doing together. Good times, good memories, going down memory lane of the good old TV life, man. That seems like a long time ago. I was just doing CrossFit and exercise. Blaine, you could do it. I believe in you. I was just on a podcast yesterday and we were talking a lot about, um, just what it was like being in television. And the more I talked about it, the more it reminded me of a prison sentence because I was saying something. He asked me, when did you get out of TV? And I was like, oh, I was released from my contract in May of 2021. And I thought, that sounds like, oh, I'm being released from prison. And then, oh yeah, we had to wear like certain types of clothes. And I'm like, oh man, it's very similar to being in an orange jumpsuit as if I was in jail. But anyways, just funny to go down memory lane with some of those things. Anyways, 5:44. We're gonna wrap up maybe a little bit early just because remember I gotta run. Literally, I gotta run. I gotta get on the true form and do I think 6 sets of a 400 and then I rest like 5 minutes and have to do 2 sets of 800 with a 2-minute rest in between. That's what's on tap for me tonight. Jeremy, Friday Night Lights tomorrow, Space Jam theme. I'm thinking of going as Lola Bunny. It's a good one. Blaine, I was all over the place for production and studio, but I was wondering what live reporting was like. Oh, that's right. And we went to light the lights, but we passed a truck on fire on the way. That's what it was. Yeah, and then you really got a taste of what it's like to be a live reporter. It's not all bad. There was a lot of fun with it. I mean, I much rather talk about sports. I much rather do what I'm doing now. And also in a lot of ways I do work for myself in most everything. I mean, obviously I work with Talking Elite Fitness and do stuff with them, but when it comes to my schedule and the events that I cover, it's all independently, which has just given me such a sense of freedom. Like I can say no to things and I can do sports outside of CrossFit. I love CrossFit. It's my baby. And this is where I kind of got my start in sports. And I'll always cover CrossFit in some capacity, but also I'm really enjoying tactical games. And there might be a couple other sports that I throw my hat into the ring in 2025. So I'm really excited about those things. So yeah, live reporting, I learned a lot of very, very useful and helpful skills that have set me up to have much more success now that I'm in my 30s. But when I think about those memories, I'm just like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm out. Now I'm a host of my own stuff and working at a media company. How we have grown. Blaine, I'm so proud of you. We have grown. We've come a long way. We have come a very, very long way over the years. So that is good. Okay, guys, we are going to wrap up now. Good luck to everybody who's throwing down in 25.1. Feel free to shoot me a DM. Let me know what your score is. We can chat over there or add something in the comment section. I will have my first Friday Night Live video go live on this channel, on my YouTube channel at 10 a.m. Eastern on Monday. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, share it to the friend. It helps my page grow. It helps get the word out to other people. And what I'm really trying to do, my 2025 goal is to create more content on here. I'll also have more tactical games specific content. So you'll really see a whole variety of more interviews with people. I have an interview scheduled with Blaine. Actually, you'll remember her, Alexa Santos, now known as Alexa What's for Dinner. Look her up on Instagram. She started her own thing and basically like blew up and is this foodie that creates content around food, and her name being Alexa, like the Amazon Alexa, I think was a cool spinoff. But I'm going to be having her on my show next week. So I probably won't post that until after, the Open and Friday Night Lights and everything is wrapped up. I'm also looking to get Carrie Pierce on to talk more about her joint journey with some like issues that she's had over the years with being a high level athlete and her menstrual cycle. She's actually posted a lot about it on Instagram. So I reached out to her because I think that would be a really cool conversation worth having. So there'll be anything from, deep dive into interviews to CrossFit content, tactical games content, all of the good stuff. So like, subscribe, send it to a friend, and I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, 5 p.m. Eastern, live with Laur. We'll do this again. This is our time and our date, so it's on the calendar. Bye, guys.